Hey there, folks. So, what you see in front of you is an Extreme Hogue. If you guys watch Wieners and Steel, we made mention of being part of the Knife Thursday test and evaluation team. TET. Basically, JR and Chris got sponsored by USAMadeBlade.com. Their website, USA, you guys might be familiar with them. They do the giveaways on Facebook. They except I think they didn't do one this week, but they typically do like a knife giveaway. They only sell American-made knives, American-made products. So that's pretty cool. They're sponsoring this evaluation team, this test and evaluation team. This is actually the first knife in our possession, so we're gonna check it out. Actually, Donnie Nichols from Knife Thursday, he's a fireman, and he already carried this. I guess he carried it as an EDC knife. He already wrote up. I did a write-up on it on his website, EDC 365, and I'll put the link down so you can read up on it. I didn't really want to read up too much on it. I mean, I did read it, but I forgot all about it because I don't want to be influenced by what Donnie writes up about the knife. So I basically want to give it my impression. The boys want me to do it, JR and Chris want me to do it from a collector kind of standpoint. So Donnie's going to do the everyday carry. I'm going to do like a collector type review on it. Next is Fast Bandit, and you guys know what Fast Bandit does. He destroys knives. He puts them to the test. So he's going to do that, and then Nick Menovate is going to get it, and he's going to examine it from like an engineering type, because that's his background. So if he did a lot of damage to it, Brian did a lot of damage to it, maybe Nick will try to restore it, hopefully. And last, it's going to be Lee Frucci 123. He's going to get it, and he's going to put an edge on the blade if it's salvageable, hopefully. Yeah, so that's my intro. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. I know too much talk. So it's from Hogue, and this is a collaboration between Hogue and Alan Eleshwitz. So I just got this today, and I didn't really take a look at it too much because I wanted to get like a first impressions on it. And I gotta be honest, my first impressions on it, well, when I saw it on the websites, I thought that it was pretty ugly. You know, I never had any interest in buying this knife. I thought it was, I don't know, I know it's a flipper and I'm a flipper guy, but I don't know, it just didn't capture my interest at all. This is their G Mascus. I thought it was just really ugly. And I still kind of think it's kind of ugly. So it's like a G10 with this pattern that gives it like that Timascus type. What they think looks like Timascus. You can see there's layering on it. It's kind of like got this brown and black and kind of like a grayish blue color. I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. Just doesn't do it for me. Just appearances wise anyway. I kind of like the clip. It's pretty cool looking. This is stainless steel liners. Just to get to it really quick. It's phosphor bronze washers, so it's not on bearings. It's got this pommel that's made out of like PPS, which is like a high-tech type of plastic, which is a big turn-off also. Yeah, let's get to it. Well, you know what? I'm gonna talk about the first thing that I really like about it. I love the flipper. Not so much the flipper shape, but the flipping action. This thing has ridiculous detent. Ridiculous detent. This thing flies out like it's on bearings. If you guys can, when I first tried to push it, I like to push down on my flippers. So this thing, I mean, the detent is ridiculous on this thing. Super, super strong. Super, super strong. Let's see if I can get it sucking it in. The detent hole must be deep because it takes a while for it to get sucked in. So you hear that? That is strong detent. I don't want to make it look like I'm pushing it in, but the detent, it just gets sucked in. It's really strong, which I think is necessary to make a really good flipper. Really good flipper. I mean, I think detent is probably first. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, knife makers out there, but I think a strong detent is half the battle, right? This strong detent, I mean, look at how that thing fires out. This isn't even in on bearing system. I used to think, I used to be the opinion that for a flipper to be awesome, it's got to have a bearing system. Not anymore. Not anymore. This thing has phosphor bronze washer, so you can see it. Let's see if I can get closer. It's it's large phosphor bronze washer. You can see it on this side, and it's awesome. The flipping action is. Right away, I was really impressed on how well it flipped. Really, I didn't think it was going to fire out. This fires out every time. Every time. No matter how weak you do it. Every time. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to... Minimal effort. You know, it flies out. The only criticism I have about the flipper is, you know, I'm not a fan of the shape. You can see my fingers already getting a little bumped up, you know, from pressing on it. So I would like them to shave this down a little bit. Now they have different versions of it. This is the Hogue EX-02. They have different versions now. They got like the Tonto shape. There's a whole bunch. And yeah, I'm not crazy about the way this shape. And I'll do a comparison with the real Allen & Lashwood's knife. Yeah. So the blade is matte finish. I'm not really sure if it's DLC coated. Probably is. The blade shape is a spear point. It's a flat grind. It's a nice flat grind. It's got this beautiful swedge on it. And the stock of the blade is pretty comparable with other blades out there, other knives like that. It's almost reminiscent of a Hinderer tip. Definitely looks very durable. Again, it's got this G-Mascus handle on both sides. It does have like a manual lock here. So once it's engaged, and you can only push, see, you can only push the lock so far. It won't go, so it won't disengage the lock. No play at all. Now I don't know how much use Donnie did to this thing, but it's no play at all. It's got good jimping on the, well, you know what? This jimping, I don't know if it's really just for show because you're not going to touch it when you're flipping it. Acts as a guard here, maybe here. I guess you can kind of choke up on it here as jimping with this small choil. You got to be careful because it's kind of close to the edge. So one of the, yeah, so it doesn't have turn-offs. It's got, not turn-offs. It doesn't have what do you even call this? Standoff. It's got this, again, it's this PPS backspacer. It's got this pin for, it's like a lanyard pin where you can slip in a lanyard in there. And it's got this PPS plastic, which is really, I think that's really what makes it look cheap. But as far as action, it's pretty good. The steel is 154 cm, I believe. Is it 154 cm? Let me see. Yeah, it's 154 cm stainless steel. The overall length of the blade is 3.3 inches. The overall length is almost 8 inches, 7.8. The weight is 4.4 ounces. 4.04 ounces, I'm sorry, excuse me. Yeah. Initially, when they said they were going to send it to me, I've seen videos on this knife before, and I was like, I never really had any interest. But now that I'm holding it in my hand, and again, I love my flippers. You know what? I'm kind of digging this. But what would I do? What would I do? I would definitely, if I bought this, this would definitely be a project knife. They run They run about, how much do these things run? About, I saw the cheapest it goes 167, the high 185. Because it's stainless steel, there's really no titanium on this. I would definitely think that it should be a little bit cheaper, maybe 125. Because you know what I'm going to do with a knife like this? This is a project knife. I would buy this knife, I will ship it out to Nick, Menovate. I'll tell him, get rid of this crappy scale. I don't know, maybe put like titanium, you know, design some kind of a titanium handle. I'll definitely get rid of this pommel and this back spacer. Maybe replace this with titanium. Titanium, you know, make the pommel like some kind of a steel, and this make it like titanium. You can even make this titanium, but I'd probably prefer some kind of a steel so it'd be a little bit stronger. And the blade is just too dark. It's just way too dark for me. This looks like some kind of, if you looked at that, if you ever saw that painting, The Scream, that's kind of like the background in The Scream. That's what it looks like. But ergonomically, it feels really good. It feels pretty decent. You know, see a reverse grip, yeah. No hot spots, really. Let me see. Yeah, no hot spots. The jimping is good. It's got jimping on the back of on the spine of the blade, and it's got jimping here on the liner lock. Makes it easy to unlock. I'm doing comparison with my Elishewitz. I always pronounce the name wrong. Actually, this has a stronger detent than my Hyde flipper over here. I mean, this flips out nice, but this one fires out. I mean, you can hear the difference. Listen. All right, this is more gentlemanly. What I would like them to do if they had to, again, I love the flipper, but if they redesigned the flipper to be more like this shape, you guys can see it. This is more like a push button type. You can just rest your finger there and it fires out. So if they reshape that, I could actually get Nick to reshape that. That'd probably make for a nice, more comfortable flipper. Because as it is right now, as I'm pushing down, right, it's digging into my forefinger. And I'm a flipper nut, and I will flip this and flip this. I mean, can I rock it back a la Jim Skelton? Absolutely, but that's not, I don't like that. I mean, it fires out, but I like pushing down on it. Yeah, so yeah, let me end this review. Basically, yeah, would I buy this? Yeah, if it was a little bit cheaper. I definitely don't want to spend $160 on it. If it was a little bit cheaper, I would buy it. And the only reason I would buy it is because it's definitely a good knife. It's very EDC friendly. I mean, I like the tactical color of it. It's all black. I like the flipping action. Love the detent. But I would definitely, from a collector point of view, to make it more collectible, I would definitely have to get rid of this G-Mascus and this pommel. I mean, centering is perfect. We'll see after Brian gets it. So that's kind of the cool thing about this knife Thursday test and evaluation team, which JR wanted to call the Fantastic Five, or Wieners and Steel and Donnie. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that USA Made Blade sponsoring this, which is nice for guys like us, because for me especially, because every month, we'll see how long it lasts, I get a new knife to evaluate, so that's pretty cool. So if you read Donnie's review on his website, you can read up more on it. I really don't remember what he wrote. I want to say that he wasn't really too thrilled about it. Then of course I got my video, and you already just heard what I think of it. I think it's okay. If it was a little cheaper, and then I'll definitely, I mean, you know, again, from a collector point of view, I definitely would want, if I wanted to keep it, I would definitely want to make it more beautiful. I'm digging this clip. I don't know what the other guys are going to say, but I'm kind of digging this clip. But then guys like Brian, and Donnie are more everyday carry type guys, so I'm sure their opinions are going to differ. But as far as the action, shape of the blade, this extra lock, this manual lock, you can reverse the clip this way, only on this side, not on this side. Yeah, it's definitely something I would, you know, I think they missed the boat on this. I mean, it's cool that they had this G-Maskers, but I think they missed the boat on that. That I would definitely change. I would definitely change this. You know, put some kind of a pattern on it, maybe. I mean, you got this layers. See the layering in that? Maybe if they did like a Anzo pattern, or I don't know, some kind of pattern just to demonstrate that. Actually, maybe Nick could do that. Maybe Nick will do that. Maybe he'll reshape this handle just to make it look cooler. He could definitely do that. I don't know. So yeah, so that's the cool part. Donnie carried it as a fireman. I'm checking it out as a collector. Brian's going to destroy it because he's a caveman. Nick's going to evaluate it as a mechanical engineer and hopefully try to restore it. And then at the end, Lee Ferrucci is going to get it and he'll try to fix the blade that Brian destroyed. So pretty much, yeah, it's pretty cool. So we're probably going to do, we are going to do, I believe, a podcast on it, and we're all going to talk about it. All of us talking about Knife Thursday, the Wieners of Steel, and Donnie, and just basically talk about this knife. So that's my review on that. Please check out the gents. I'm going to put the links for everybody below. So look forward to their evaluation. I'm also gonna bring this to Wieners and Steel next time we hook up, and we're going to talk about it. All right, folks. And you know I don't evaluate anything. I don't edit anything. I try not to edit anything. But hopefully I wasn't moving around too much with the knife. But all right, peace.